on CT side. Stupid 5 weren't able to actually win out their map choice. So let's see how things will plan out. Do you, perhaps just to pick your brains a little bit, do you think Stupid 5 will take us to a third?
I hope so. Like, just look at the quality that they do have. It's just to lead some of these members to get up to speed, rather than just having ad boys going on a solo teardown. So once SimCard as well as Resi they catch up to speed, I believe that a game tree should be on the way. So now we'll be seeing pretty much a defensive side for the likes of Stupid 5.
Yeah, so once again, getting a CT-sided start, but this time they will need to have a much cleaner start, right? Yes, they did have to win out. They did win out the force buy wars, and they did have a 5v2 advantage. But then when it came down to the gun rounds, they just didn't really have the right reads or the right setups. So let's hope that something's changed on the side of Stupid 5. They have started out with 1 towards A. For Sahad though, all 5 members going up towards this A bomb side. This is not looking too good for Stupid 5. It's quiet at Banana. This is when you start to panic a little bit, especially if they find the first kill because the player up in Carpet. It gets deleted, and that's the A side taken already. Stupid 5, you've got no map control to work with. All 4 players coming in from CT spawn. You have to clear out middle. Your player gets dinged through the smoke in library. This retake, it's impossible to pull off.
Like you said, is going to be very less likely. And down to a 1 versus 3. Well, if this was Ark's side, then maybe he could have done that 1 versus 3, but it's one to say, nope, you're not going to be getting this round here. Forsehat takes the lead, and now Stupefy will have to sit back here with only so little to work with. So, what are they going to do about this from this point onwards? Because they should have maybe invested another member to actually get a little bit more of a clamp on towards A, and they thought, oh, usually they'll be contesting Banana as well, and yeah, a little bit of a wrong call does affect them, but then again, it's just the first round, and with that, Forsehat is rushing through the Banana side.
So making no secret of their presence up the top of Banana, but they do not intend to commit, right? They have drawn the third player over, but they know they've got the advantage everywhere. The fact that they're up Banana so early on means that Stupid 5, they have to use their smoke very early, right? Which is why I can see we're a minute 15 left, and Ads Boys only remaining with smoke. Remember, this was a force buy from Stupid 5. They did win one on overpass, but this is much less likely considering the fact that they only got one more smoke remaining, and that's been deployed towards A. 3 players on B though, so if they find the kills, but that's not looking too likely. Beat the king with 2, a third! Can he get the 4th? No, he doesn't, but he's at least set his teammates up for at least one that is still doable. A 2-on-2.
Very much so. Now the plan goes down. Alessa sets it up. Now, to go in for the retake from this point onwards, they just need to ensure that they get the catch on towards each respective corner that they're hiding by the edge of the fountain. So, over on towards Dark, it does that get a little bit trickier. And speaking of which, Alessa gets that clip on her headshot here, and Forsehat will still be able to close this one out. But very close call. Beat the king. We saw him starting off with a low KD ratio back in the past map, but this time he goes into at least secure a triple, and he was forced to reload. So I guess that's where he was likely halted up, or else Stupefy might have actually gotten that round.
Yeah, 5 HE grenades though on the CT side will be chucking down towards middle, so any player jumping up into Vietnam will be hit pretty badly, and yeah, 2 kills off the back. Alessa will need to find a couple, good for one, only a second as well, but the trades will come in now. Arcblitz hunting down the last remaining player, so suddenly to get a bit dicey, but Force do manage to stabilize. They lost a lot of rifles, so 3 AKs just being ripped apart. So Stupid 5 will be licking their chops at the possibility of breaking the bank of force they had heading into this round. AWP out for SIM card.
Like we also got themselves an AUG to work with for Revzy. Now This is going to be a lot more concerning. If they drop this round, then you're probably going to be giving like another 2 for the likes of the Hut. Now, that's going to be a good spray out there. But still, not many successive shots have landed. Only a bullet has clipped onwards Shaween. Now, we see 3 members onto A. So, an even side coming with the decision here. But Revzi is more than just ready to take him on. The SIM card! Oh, man. Puts him out of data.
Things slow down just a little bit. Right, silent across the map now. 2 players on B, 3 players on A for Stupid 5, whereas all 3 players have grouped up. So this smoke will suggest a potential B split, but Simcard is playing ahead of the smoke. In connector, holding with the AWP. Flash will force him off the angle. The blind shot will not connect. Needs to get away. Unfortunately, doesn't round the corner. And now, they've got a man advantage whichever side they go, so they need to trade effectively. Revzi knows he can't give up this advantage. They have to wait for his mate to take the first contact. And now, that's where he doubles up. Needs to find the frag, does Arc Blitz, and he at least gets a shot at the 1 versus 2. He pulled off a 1 versus 3 on Overpass just around about 10 minutes ago. So, well. What can you do now, my son?
Well, of course, he is expected to pull wonders, but he walks straight to the crosshairs of Linnell's. And I believe those are shots of celebration coming out. Beat the King seem to be very familiar with the layouts of the match. And of course, they'll be able to get this defuse down. And still securing the op onto Stupefy side.
And because of that, right, for Sehat, we spoke about it earlier, the fact that they lost 3 down against just USPs. Means that a couple of players will have to take a sacrifice now. That round, I guess, is a bit loose for Sehat. You saw a player walking out apartments and a player walking out arch. Just getting picked off, isolated duels, no trade potential at all. So that's a round where if you're forced ahead, you probably just write it off, right? And say, you know what, yeah, we were a little bit loose that round, we got a little bit ahead of ourselves. But let's just, focus now. You don't want to allow Stupid 5 or give them any sort of way back into the game.
That's right, and now with a little bit more pressure being set on towards the top mid, as they do have a little bit of damage done towards Arc Blitz. So we're already seeing 3 members from the side of Bose Hut. Long banana, but they will be taking a reroute on towards A. And with this reroute, they have to be extremely careful. Just look at the top mid right now. They've already had members from side of Stupefy pretty much ready to take them on, especially Linnell's getting some beautiful elevations as Ad Voice drops in a little bit more of their deflets just to keep them. And here goes damage down there as Simcard gets a 1 trade. Aldio does the same as well. Now Simcard needing to actually land a shot, and he gets it. My God, that was beautiful. And Ad Boys here to get 1 more back. Stupefy now leaving the clutch shot right here. Arclick to once again fend for himself. But how long can he hold, though? This is looking to be a little bit bleak. And Ad Boys is in position, knowing for the fact that he will eventually need to come right by.
So now the economy is broken for Force Hut. Stupid 5, a huge round from the play in pit, right? I think that was Ads Boy. Yeah, with a couple of big frags, right? First the play in lane, and then the play wrapping long, and then a third as well onto Arc Blitz. Had he fallen, that would have been the side given up, right? And with an AWP on the retake, not necessarily the most ideal combination. Oh, no love lost there between the teammates, just jumping during the molly. Simcard though finds Silverna hiding behind car, and he is still able to stay alive, fortunately. But another control granted over to the CT side, so Stupid 5 now starting to get a little bit of momentum up against the Force Buy from Force Hut.
Right, and Arc Blitz now tries to unleash the beast from real tight angles, and the rest of Forsehat, they are going to be marching through the A-Long instead. Now, this actually will be a little bit of trouble here. Beat the King does clip them for a tad bit, leaving so little health left on the side of Iswanto. And Beat the King, he shuts one more. But, well, he's taken out. Here comes a little bit of incendiaries here to just hold them back. Of course, being confused by the smoke as there will be sprays here to stop them on their track. Now, back to even scores of 3. Stupefy so far now looking to pick up a little bit of the slack. And finally getting a little bit more of these good credit score lines here to make big purchases. So far, this will possibly make Forsehat go for economical decisions at the very least. So going towards round number 7 here, things just gets even more interesting.
Yeah, a Hero AK on Aldio. So just a faster round. Flash goes in, a player close corner and he falls. So now one player alive on his B side only. Molotov will deny any sort of advance and Aldio with the Hero AK will fall. Thanos to bad smoke, goes back in for the fight, wins it. And his teammates here ready to help already. The third for Lando does eventually fall. Adsboy though will sweep it up. And an opener for Forsehat, but just unable to convert off the back of it, right? The Molotov gets dropped. Forsehat looked as though they wanted to slow things down, right? Let Stupid 5 make the mistake, let them run into you. But Aldio with the Hero AK overextends, and that's going to cost them the round. And because of the Hero AK purchase, he has to go down to a Galil as we head into round number 8. So Stupid 5 chaining 4 in response to Forsehat's run of 3. Starting to get a little bit more momentum, and Simcard taking that AWP towards B again, perhaps looking for the opener, and Forsehat, they are quite susceptible to it. Good flash to will deny the advances, and yeah, Stupid 5, they have to run back.
And they definitely turn tails immediately after that big flash in front of their eyes. And I believe that that effort itself has been able to just keep members of Stupid 5 on the short notice as they have a lesson here to take on Resi. And with another take coming from Aldio! Okay, a real close one as we are looking at Beat the King here, juggling across the boundary here. Wando will be able to catch one by the balcony. And the A side is pretty much clear, but they're sending one member across, and this gets even more interesting now. Forsehat just opens up this round for themselves as they get this plant back towards A.
Swanzo hunting down the Oppa, and he will find the kill. That whole round, yeah, Forsehat just getting map control and then just saying, not making a mistake that they did a round earlier, right? Just not overextending, instead slowing things down, not making any footsteps, not firing your guns, not taking the duel straight away, and instead trying to figure out where Stupid 5 are. They first get a kill in towards the apartments, then they have a 3-on-2, right? That's when they have a player at headshot, and he knows that there's a player tucked into his quad, so he just waits and waits and waits, and then that's where Arc Blitz goes up in towards library, and he's able to call that there's a footstep there, so they know A is clear, and at the same time they've got the last 2 remaining CTs locked in as well. Stupid 5 have to go down to the eco, so this is the CT economy kind of betraying Stupid 5 just a little bit, right? Despite chaining 4 rounds, they lose 1 and they're already down to just Deagles, and this is not working out for them too well either.
Not at all, and we are just seeing them dropping like flies. Only having Simcard as well as Linnell, this double op composition here should be able to shut them down, and that eagle is nasty. Just loving the sound of it right now. Just want to just drop a little bit of Molotov on the ground as we will be having the plant over on towards B. Very much easily done now. Down towards Banana, dishing out some damage, but not really being able to secure it. But here comes the backstab. And that should be pretty much the round in favor of the side of Forsehat.
Yeah, so Forsehat stabilizing just a little bit, but this is kind of similar to what we saw in Overpass, right? Forsehat with a bit of an advantage, just the slimmest of margins as we head into the second half. We're not quite there just forget, we are 2/3 of the way through in the first half. But yeah, Force had looking pretty comfortable, I would say. Stupid 5 as well, right? It's more down to in the specific rounds who's able to find the opener and whether or not the calls are right come the end of it. Flashes in, players peek, but Xiaowin is holding the line with the AWP. Of course he is. Oh, straight through the smoke. Is Wanto blinded by his own teammate's flash? And Refsy says thank you very much because that he's gonna be able to equalize the state of affairs for his team.
Yeah, and currently just seeing how things are going so far. First, we do have 1-for-1 pickup, but 2 ops are still pretty much left up available for the likes of Sehat, and Stupefy has been able to take one out. So in terms of close quarter combat, it's going to get a little bit more difficult if they were to perhaps flush in. So relying on perhaps this pick.
What a shot!
And great reaction as well coming out of Xiaowin. Now, just having equal amounts here to work with. It's really depending on how Stupefy plays this one. Xiaowin alongside Earth. These double up is working it out, and of course, they have finally finding a little extra advantages. 6-4.
What was that? Xiaowin. Oh, that's absolutely ridiculous. A 4-on-3 advantage for Stupid 5, and yet Xiaowin just says, you know what? Get out of here. This is my game. This is Force Sehat's game to lose. He finds 3 kills. Kills the player at the arch and the 2 players rotating in to support the player that was isolated on site. My god, and now Stupid 5 back down to just bare pistols. Nothing much to work with at all. Oh, the boost up in, Boiler gets caught by the flash, but Alessa isn't able to convert. But yeah, given that he was all his own, he calls out the fact there's 2 there, so B-side is likely to be pretty weak. The spot play out towards quad, gets a dink, but yeah, after stabilizing, Force Sehat are able to breathe a small sigh of relief. Although the AK has been picked up and is possibly going to be saved by Resi here. And they're looking for the fight. They already spotted his gun barrel and it's going to take a duel. 3-on-2. Not opting to save the weapon, trying to put Stupid 5 under a little bit of pressure. Finds a second. Certainly there's no way he does this, right? There's no way. He's moving up closer still. They're tucked in towards second oranges, and yeah, Xiaowin will eventually get the trade, but because of that, he's allowed Adsboy to take an AWP and run away. So from an AK to an AWP, I guess that's an upgrade. But wow.
A very impressive round, and just seeing how he went in so boldly just gives a little bit more of a warning towards the side of Force Sehat that, hey, if we were to go on a full-blown fist fight, or should I say, an all-out warfare, they can still actually match up in terms of pressure. But, you know, now there's a little bit of a gap created here after losing that round. Force Sehat feeling a lot more comfortable here. But then again, this one, though, not really having the most amount of money, but of course, Xiaowin should still be able to cover. Xiaowin so far has been doing a phenomenal work on that AWP. There's a little bit of all the flames on the ground. While Semcard be able to get that one pick off and just making sure no one else cuts through. And
Not the first time we've seen is one to get taken down all on his lonesome up towards the A side, right? I'm pretty sure this is the 3rd or 4th time now. And maybe you just want to rein him in a bit. Lano spots out the player at the edge of the smoke, and that will be Aldo saying adio as he hits the deck.
And another one bites the dust here, but it will be traded back by the side of Beat the King. Now, let's on the other pick up the bomb, and here comes Beat the King, gets another one, as he has been able to just transfer it a little bit better now. For the likes of Stupefy, very much possible here. Now, getting an AUG with all the other M4s from the round, and also saving that AK. It's going to be pretty much a very good deal for them to still fend it off. Now, in terms of economy, you can see that this is a round where Force Hunt needs to win, or else Smithfly should be able to catch back up.
Yeah, big thing though, Sherwin doesn't have the big green to work with, and it's a faster route up in towards A. Very fast in towards the apartments, a player up in towards lane only. Molotov will not stop them from getting out. Arc Blitz is already at the balcony, but Shinkat in the right position as now the CTs can hold the crossfires. Leaving Aldio in all alone in 1 versus 4.
Man, this 1v4 probably won't see him getting all too much out of, but yet again he's dishing as much damage possible. Say, if I'm gonna go down, you're gonna go down with me as well. Boys does have only 34 HP, but the one that's posing a threat right now is going to be SimCart, but for LDO, he's pretty much far away on towards long as he cuts over alongside the area of the library.
Yeah.
Now, coming right back, I think that this will be a very good effort for him to just slowly march through, but if he will be able to catch him off. SimCart goes down. Now, this even things up. Where's the hut? Now, with some edge right here. And you can see Boys, he's a little bit too far away. Now, he's going to be coming right by, and if he walks through this A short, all hell might just break loose.
And he gets the kill! Aldio, a 1 versus 4!
Wow.
That's ridiculous! From Aldio,
Wow.
Stupid 5, they're gonna be kicking themselves for that one. That should never ever have been. There's some rounds where you can see, yeah, the clutch was set up in a pretty advantageous scenario, right? But that was never a round that Aldio should have even had a sniff at.
Man. Wow.
That's gonna break the hearts of Stupid 5 for sure. You lost a 1v3 back on Overpass to Archbase, and now you lose a 1v4.
I don't know what to say. I don't really want to make comments that will even hurt their hearts even more.
Whoa.
As we see Alyssa here getting that pick off against Rezi. Shaolin go right through the bomb, and Alyssa, as soon as he peeks out of the balcony, he gets caught up by SimCart now on the FAMAS.
Gap in the smoke though.
Smoke, as he's going to be causing quite a little bit of damage here, but Aldio still gets it out there. Now, SimCart's turn to clutch, hopefully. He's wielding the M4. Let's see, can he turn the tides around? He does get one more. Aldio, sitting by the side now. And then, fortunately, that's all that he could possibly do. And, for Sehan, they're pretty much taking a giant lead, 9-5.
Yeah, Stupid 5. They would want the 6th heading into the 2nd. Needless to say, on the opponent's map pick as well, Force had to be pretty pleased with this T side, right? A couple of rounds that they considered, it was more out to mistakes being made by them, as much as it was, you know, Stupid 5 perhaps playing well. But ever since they've been able to get guns out, guns back out, it's kind of been all Force had. Stupid 5 in the past, 8 rounds? Have only had 1 to shout for. And Arcblitz out. Ooh, Sports player boosted up by Flower Pots means he has to fall back, trying to chase down the kill. Arcblitz will hear all the footsteps. Hunt down the kill. He gets nails instead. So Adsboy, despite being boosted up, is the one to stay alive, and he is able to get the trade eventually.
And it's a real good one at that as well. Now, just falling back a little bit. See them trying to recuperate. A little bit of shots being fired at Aldio. Has been able to just pick him off just in time. And you see Jasmine now going alongside the ranks. Boys just by the edge there. doing a little bit of damage, but not enough to take out Alessa. As he'll be able to get this plant down, while Smoke's pretty much blocking the passage of side at the very least. And beat the king. For a little bit more of a setup here. Aldio tries to spray through the smoke. Not connecting so far, but SIM card here. He's been able to actually spray through the smoke to get them down. Now just by the Etcher and Forsehat, they get wiped out.
They let it slip in the last round of the half. The defuse should be in. Yeah, it will be. So Stupid 5, they are able to put 6 on the board. For Sehat, despite their top fragger not doing as well as Adsboy, who's again leading the charge for his team. It's a team effort on the side of For Sehat, right? But wow, I look back at the 2 clutches from Aldio. My god, he's a monster. But at the same time, oh, his 1-2 is actually disconnected. Small timeout for Stupid 5, as they do head over onto the T side now. Down 3 rounds, but a pistol win could just change that, right? In Flash, you win the pistol, perhaps Force had this Force by, that's a second round if you do convert, and then they have to go for the free equal in round number 3, and that by then you're looking at 9-9 already. But if Force had win the pistol, Stupid 5 try to force in and they are unsuccessful, and then they have to go for an eco. Equally, Force Ahead could double their lead over Stupid 5 by the time the rifles are even out. So I think quite a lot of the game hinges on this upcoming pistol round. Still a minute to discuss their options. If you want to start a Stupid 5, you get to dictate the pace of the game. Contra, what would you opt to do for this pistol?
Well, I guess that they really have to find a way to just really put in the pressure on either side that they do pick, I believe. And if they manage to get the right one with the less members out there, and in this case, for the side of Force, I believe that side A hasn't been really all too much of an issue for them to be securing. I'm just thinking that cutting through banana is just a lot more difficult. So Stupefy definitely needs to think about the choices here. Even if, say, you can't go in blindly as 5 members, we've seen that happen from time and time again from multiple matches where, pistol rounds can go by really, really quickly by just having very much of an overcommitment. So it's really tricky to tell, especially when the stakes are high at this one in the semifinals. So Stupefy, the importance of winning this pistol round, will be able to just, of course, equalize the score. But for Serhat, this is definitely something that they could just fall back on once again. If they get it, they'll be pretty much happy about it. And for Stupefy, it's just a lot riskier. So we do see maybe a little bit of a split coming in, and seems like going to be is the call for now.
Ooh, getting aggressive up in the apartments as he just peek balcony and he gets a kill for his troubles. Aldio now with the player's back turned towards him. A commitment coming in, but they know there's a pest in the apartments, and that's gonna be Aldio. He's been such a rock for the side of Force Sehat. So now we find ourselves in a 3-on-3, but Stupid 5, they have to be feeling extremely uncomfortable because they're stuck on site and pit. There's no way for them to move around at all, and Force Sehat, they know they're licking their chops. They're thinking, well, this should be our round.
That's right, and time is on the clock for them to still work it out, and easily done by this likes of Alessa as well as Arclish going in tandem. Now it's down towards Simcart, and can they actually fix this defuse? Yes, they will, and as much as they do get the frags, they could not stop Force Sehat from getting this one in the back end. What we feared has come true, and Stupefy now on the back foot.
Yeah, this might just tempt them in for the buy, and it is going to be the case. So unless they win this round, Force Ahead, they're going to be in a good position to double the scoreline of Stupid 5. But it's 2 AKs, 2 Galils against and a Mac 10 against 4 MP9s and a single 4 Mars. So you could look at this and say it's a better buy for Stupid 5 than Force Ahead. Mid aggression coming out. Incendiary will go in. All 5 players down into a T6. Yes, the nade's gonna do a bit of damage. What do they do off the back of this? They're all stuck. And Force they see the players and they decide, you know what, it's better to get out. We've done good damage and we've seen all 5 players. Now, let's let them panic just a little bit. Because if you're
Yeah.
Stupid 5, you're gonna be thinking, where could they have gone?
Exactly. So, and unfortunately, they were disciplined enough not to overcommit to that as well. Just a little bit of damage will do coming from that distance, judging from the fact that they're not really having the weapons advantage at the very least, so to speak. Now, there comes a little bit of a pressure coming outside of ADZ Boy as he tears him out, but then it's Water Hero that won't be able to catch to make that for the likes of Force. And Simkart's the only one left. He could still perhaps pull off something special here. And with this AK, he still has quite some health, but he walks right back and easily gets spotted out by Alessa.
Ooh, and no bomb plant, that's gonna mean Stupid 5 have to pretty much go for just pistols. Essentially an eco now for Sehat. Yeah, the fact that they did so much damage early on means that, you know, all the rifles on the side of Stupid 5, they were prime victims for the SMGs on the side of Force. They had right 4 MP9s, but the fact that I think 4 of the 5 players on the side of Stupid 5 were taken down to less than 40 made the job so much easier. B-Rush coming in, they hear this and they know it's going to be the case. This one already lucky sprays, only good for 1, but look at the damage yet again. Stupid 5, there's not a thing that can save you from the trouble that you're in. Blitz is gonna push this even.
Sound Smoke just playing it out, and he will be able to just get quite a clutch. And well, to be fair, Force has already gotten into position, especially with that initial flank coming out. I guess Stupid 5 was pretty much stuck out there, and now this is where they will have to go in for the buy. Just adding on to those numbers there. I guess this must be a win for the side of Stupid 5, or else Corsair is going to be going for the run of money here to book their way into the finals.
Yeah, you really need this if you're Stupid 5. Sehat in prime position. Miss. Molotov not gonna do them any favors as well because team is gonna be forced out. Smoke though will give them a safe passage. Safe place to hide behind. I'll deal with the gap in the smoke. It's gonna for this fit not yielding too much either. Again, for Sehat, they've been so good at doing chip damage early on in the round. They're not exactly kills per se, but when the commitment does come in from Stupid 5, you're gonna be infinitely worried. Right, that you've got 3 players down within the one shot headshot range of the M4s. Simcard does find a huge opener to alleviate the pressure, but Iswanto though is crab behind the back lines yet again. They need to hunt him down in the boiler. He gets a second player carpet as well. Simcard will find a trade of this Limpid. That will be Sharwin. He's been so good on this side, but Ace Arc Blitz. In a 1 or 2 1, he got 2 kills from that. MP9, Linnell's will collect the hit. 30 seconds remaining.
He's gonna be faking it, and now that forces the likes of Alessa here to respond. Now, going in for the plan for real this time around. No more hanky-panky actions as there will be a little bit of the coming out outside of Alessa. Now, a couple of taps here trying to actually find his hit, but Alessa, he flicks right back and he still gets around. Man, this guy is invincible.
How did Arc Blitz get 2? I for one, I didn't realize that he got both. I thought he got to play in Graveyard, but I looked up the top right of the screen. Rest got to play up in Balcony as well. An MP9 at that range. If you're Stupid 5, that's a table smashing moment right there. It's not supposed to work like that. MP9 is not supposed to work at this range, but somehow everything's just going in the favor of Force Heart at the moment. Mid aggression yet again. The LDO out in middle through the smoke. This is ridiculous now.
Oh boy. Aldio doesn't really care. He's just throwing bodies right now, knowing that, okay, I'm just gonna make you lose a lot more confidence, and this side is not for you. But overall, towards the apartment itself, we see Jasmine coming through. Now, 3 more members remain for the likes of Stupid Five here, as they are still having difficulties. And Linnell's, he's going in for a back flank. And there goes Rezi eventually will be able to take down Swanto. Occurring the long side of the smoke as Xiaowin will be the next one to fall. Now, this beat plan will be set right in. Whereas that once again needs to go in for a retake. Alessa has won the previous one, but can he do it again?
Yeah, this is incredibly difficult, right? AWP as well, maybe. If Alessa finds one, then Falsehead might just stick around, but it's an incredibly difficult crossfire to break apart. This is looking a lot like Pistol. Smoke to block off the player in pit, and now UCT start to make the advances. Alessa falling means that Arcblitz might just prefer to run away with the AWP. They're giving chase though, not letting him get away, and he's not going to do so. So Stupid 5, they've had, it's taken them, what, round about 6 rounds before they finally put one on the board. But that round, again, I think it's a little bit of a mistake coming from Force they had, right? Xiaowin pushing all the way into the backlines yet again, but the player at Arch decides to give up the man advantage and allow Stupid 5 free entry in towards that A side, and that was the whole undoing of the round. So, and because of how close these rounds have been, they're gonna be back down to the Deagles. So a bit of deja vu moment there. Stupid 5, they encountered the same issue, right? Winning 4 and having to eco 1. This time, Force they've had a flawless CT side so far up till now. They lose 1 and immediately it's back down to the Deagles.
Yeah, and you have to at least get a few picks from here. And like you said, after so many rounds, 5 finally getting one back, and this has been able to boost them up with the economy for them to just get the AWP in hand. Now, what's that? Well, the AWP was still pretty much in there in the past round, if I'm not mistaken. Beat the King now, alongside Linnell's, will be pinning out Iswanto, as they would have a little bit more turns on towards A-Long. And this is where Beat the King once more gets another good pick upon Alessa. Now the here, as this Deagle shots are not exactly connecting. A little help left for the likes of Forsehat, and what can they do? Arcblitz still goes in to pick up the AK, and now it's going to be pushing right across, and yet again, Stupid 5 here will be securing their 3, and already getting these 2 pointers here will be still having them needing to chase back up to so many points to get ahead of Forsehat. So I'm not still so convinced about this yet for the T side. But what do you think are the chances for the likes of a comeback for the side of Stupid 5?
Well, it is doable, considering how the CT economy works, right? So despite being down 5 rounds, this is just a Deagle buy. So essentially they need to win 2 more gun rounds. Because every time you win a gun round, your opponents have to go for pretty much a half buy. But that is of course assuming that they are able to put away the pistols on the side of Force and they've been pretty efficient with it. But this round just, overextending one by one, it's not gonna be, it's not the recipe for success. That's not to just smoke, misses his shot, and the King makes him pay for it. Another play into CT now, trying to hunt him down. This will be the mid B being executed pretty much perfectly by Stupid 5, but again, this is just pistols, so they keep it clean. So that's gonna at least ensure that perhaps, even if they were to lose one, they'd be able to respond back with a buy of their own. But Force had this round, quite a bit hinges on it. 4 rounds to the good, and if they lose it, Stupid 5 get up to 10 points. And the moment your opponents hit double digits, that's where players can get a little bit nervous, right? You start to think, are they really gonna come back?
Yeah.
So yeah, Force looking to put their ground down to the floor now.
That's right. And for now, just riding on the same sort of momentum that they do have, while Rezi will be holding down the first line of offense instead of defense, of course. I do see a little bit of a switcheroo. Apologies for that. As we have Alessa now dropping in a couple of these nades across. Now, Lanos is making sure that he breaks down those walls, or should you say doors, just to get a little bit of clearance. But that actually alerts the likes of Forcehat at the very least. So now, three members True Banana. This looks to be a fake. So, Stupid 5, they might just actually go in for a Fountain Rush eventually.
Yeah, they've kept two players over in on A, right? This smoke is going to draw Shaman over to the side as well, which means another player is further away from the rotate for this B side. So when it does come in, Forcehat, they need to drop their utility. Yeah, Incendiary's going to buy a lot of time. Teammates coming in now. Look, 2 on the rotate. Super 5, they need to push. They need to do it now, but the flash is perfect. Lanel still finds the lesser. There's a huge round. It's 1-2. There's no 2. Man advantage. Arc Blitz with yet another. And it's 3-on-2 now. One player into his banana, the bomb yet to go down. Revzy will need to stick the plan, but the smokes have faded. His teammate unable to support him, just the solitary flash. Revzy needs to find an nice thing for it, and he gets the hedge onto his 1-2. Now it's a lot more doable because SimCard peeks off that. The man advantage for Stupid 5.
Yeah, and this time you can see both of the members of Stupid 5 there quite low. And with that, Stupid 5 will get their double-digit mark, chasing back towards the likes of Forcehat. Oh man, they are carrying and dissecting the likes of Forcehat, and Forcehat slowly feeling a little bit more uncomfortable, and that fake itself was quite a smart move coming out of the side of Stupid 5, and that bought so much time. As much as they had a couple of members getting picked out through the smokes as they cut across towards the fountain, it didn't really phase them, and you can already see that they've already got a real good establishment here at the banana. Well, SIM card, it's on towards there.
His hands full, flashes stuff like by him, and the setup in apartments as well as banana. One side works, and that would be apartments. However, it's not where Stupid 5 will be headed. It will be B, but at least Forcehat, they are able to bring 2 AKs over into the next. I think at the moment Forcehat, they need to throw in something different. Right, we saw a lot of aggression from them early on in the half, but that seems to have tailed off in recent times. Maybe a bit of banana aggression and banana control might be the solution, right? They've been consistently giving over map control in that part of the map to Stupid 5, and because of that, they're able to pivot a lot of it, right? We saw fake being used, we saw mid to B splits happening. So Forcehat, you have to put your foot down a little bit, right? Because if you're just going to play on site, then you know, yes, you might be able to hold on to your incendiaries, hold on to your smokes to, you know, block off the advances of the T's. But at the same time, if you don't have brackets, you don't have banana, the rotates are going to be incredibly far away, and half a second difference, 1 second difference, that's going to be a huge difference. A bit of a glitch there, the chicken down in the floor. Arc Blitz. She's my friend.
Oh man. Of course. Right now, members of Side of Forcehat might just be trembling for a little bit, as they have been losing rounds after rounds after rounds. And like you said, that banana control is so vital for the likes of Forcehat, and yet again, they rather commit towards that B side instead. So that makes it a little bit more difficult. And this time, I guess a little bit of change of plans, as we did speak about it. So 3 members will go on towards A. A whole lot of incendiaries have already been popped out. While the nails tosses across, and that seems to be clearing things out.
Very fast. Alessa, the incendiary, not going to block off the advances, cuts off the rest, but the first player already up in towards Haybills. Stupid 5, they slow it down just a little bit. Rotates are coming over from Forcehat. 2 players on site, another in library. We'll see the Arch Smoke Flashes come in. Alessa needs at least 2. In for the spray down, but only good for 1. Arc Blitz do the smoke. We're going to find 1 a second as well. A player on site now. It's a 2-on-2 thing to stabilize. It's 1-2 going for the duel. But it's so low. 1v2 now for SimCard. If there's any time for Stupid 5 to win a clutch, it would be now. It's 1-2 trying to chase him down. clutch is not going to manifest itself. SIM card, AWP not working out in the 1 versus 2, and Force Hard picking themselves onto 14. A sigh of relief, but it's not over just yet.
2 more points will be putting them into its the map point, of course. Well, should I say 3? That's where things now is going to be a little bit more pressurized on towards the 5 at the very least. Then the area's now been popped up. Immediately diffused with smoke. As the King stays steadily. And this time they're pushing on towards Banana, and Beat the King immediately punishes them for it. At Boys just putting down the bomb on the ground for the moment. They don't want it to be on a really risky place now. Back towards the side of SIM card, still looking for that pick, but not having any advantages at all. Just dropping it off, and that will zone out Alessa if he is going to plan on advancing anywhere to the court. And oh my goodness! Pretty much an eye for an eye there, leaving only 3 members each.
Yeah, but Stupid 5, they've given up the game plan now. They're not expecting to win up Banana. They're making a lot of noise. Rotates need to come in, and it's gonna have to be a big round for the B player. Is Wanto not going to be the case, and the B side's taken. Force had possibly looking at a save. Unless they offer a freebie back into the round, but both in CT, Lanels going all the way to the extreme corner in construction as well. I don't think it's gonna be checked. It's gonna be at least good for 1 flash. Just come in, and is able to find a kill. A little bit of a labor spray, but they know where the last ring player is as well. Sharwin, you have not got a hope in hell, my friend. 17 and 18, trying to hunt him down, gets collateral, but SIM card gets the kill with the AWP. Want to go for knife there, I think. Stupid 5. Starting to feel a little bit of confidence, and this is what we like to see, right? But back then, this was the exact same scoreline. I have to see the exact same scoreline back on Overpass. That was when Arcblitz just pulled out something magical. Can Force Hard repeat such an instance?
It's really hard to tell because Stupid 5 is fighting for their tournament last year, as they have lost the previous one over towards Overpass, and now going for the spray there only clips him by the foot, so Aldio will still be pretty much safe for now. Yodo seem to be pretty much unfazed, as the rest of the members of Stupid 5 now giving a little bit more pressure back on towards the Fountain side. Hey, very heavy defense on towards B, but they hope not to fall for it. Well, recovery for the likes of Forsehag will be a little bit more difficult if they were to have 2 of the members being dropped right here, but very unlikely. Let's hope that is actually the case. And speaking of which, there is the pick. Yodo, the first one to fall, and here comes the flank coming from Alessa as well, as he goes in for the wall bank, picking up the head of Rezi. Now Linnell should be able to actually get this plant down. We have 3 versus 4 scenario, as Beat the King will be checking on towards the balcony side, and Shaswin is going to be going down. Listen, now having a little bit of flames burning the grounds, and that is a real good play. Here comes the smoke as well, just to gain a little bit of food. And that, he just get another one. And what a round this is for Sehat. Like you mentioned, they have been in this scenario, and they will clutch it yet again.
Oh, no. Not like this. Pretty sure I echoed the same words as well. Stupid 5. Oh, that's gut-wrenching for them. They do get another bye, but wow, Force hurt. What's with them and 14-12 scorelines, man? Wow.
I guess every time they get it towards the late game, this is where the jitters come in, right? And the pressure of performing sometimes really do get to whether if it's veteran players or be it new. But speaking of which, here comes another sort of the advancement coming in from Force out just to keep them at bay. Now, back towards Banana. This is a full commitment, though. I'm not too certain about this, but if this actually works out, then maybe this call to rush in towards the fountain might just be paying due dividends. But having so many members of Force right down here over on towards B, they're still not really moving a muscle just about yet. Gonna be waiting till maybe about 40 seconds to respond, perhaps, as they are just taking their sweet time. Now, a lot of the dates has come by. Same goes towards the smoke setups.
Yeah,
So this is call time for Forsyth to respond.
yeah, but the bombs went in first. King's down. They see the bomb now. Rotates coming in over, and Stupid 5, they're so disconnected from the bomb. Is Wanto with a third. That could be all she wrote. Sim card and that's boy do find the kills, but the flanks fast from the players in Banana. Sim card though finds one. They don't know Lesser's here. I don't think they do. Lesser in the back lines. Oh, Xiaowin. This confirms it. 1v1. Sim card. He hits the deck as a Lesser closes things out for Sehat. Close again. Identical scorelines on both maps, but it will be Forsehat who take the victories and who take the victory and book themselves a slot in the ROG Masters Asia Pacific 2021 Regional Grand Finals, as they do at the same time book themselves in the Grand Finals of the Indonesia Country Finals. A lot of finals there, but that is perhaps a sign of the incredible progress and the incredible effort being put in by Forsehat. Now they're the top two in the country, and now they get to represent Indonesia in the region next week. So congratulations to them. Whereas on the other side, Stupid 5, couple of mistakes here and there, but they do get a second crack at it at the in the third, fourth placing match. Winning that would still allow them to play next week. So it's not over until it is over. But Forsehat, what a performance!
What a performance indeed. And you really